Welcome back, everybody, to episode 5 of the Montana series. We have done maybe some stupid things, but we have started to invest in our farm and we took out a loan. So, in order to reach $7.5 million by the end of year 10, we need to sell some crop, not just the whiskey, but sell some grain, look into other productions, and get moving forward with other income revenue streams. I think I said that right. Anywho, we did 3 contracts. I actually need to set my time back because I slowed down time so we could finish them off in the month that they were for. We did 3 contracts, made some money, and we sold our house, actually. So on the farm, our house used to be right here, but now what lives here is our grain dryer. This is the AGI grain dryer. I'll show it to you. I think it's in factories. Yep, right here, $300,000, and it's basically, we have a corn dryer right here, but this is where we can dry even more crop and sell them for profit. When I sold the house, there are a few things I couldn't get rid of, like this pile of wood planks right here. I can't move them, so they're just chilling right there for now. We did 2 soybean harvesting contracts in November, and that gave us, we had 79,000 liters of soybeans left over. So we have those chilling in here. We need to get the propane input to start to dry them. But dried soybeans are worth a lot of money. If we just go down in here to check them out, $4,100 in June. So we need some fields to grow the soybeans on. We're still keeping this field and that one over there to keep the whiskey going, keep that rolling. Also got some new lights out here for when it's dark so we can see. But if we take a look at our finances tab, we owe the bank $950,000, which actually we're just going to go ahead and pay that up to like, let's just say 750 is a good starting point because we had 400 grand left over after we did some stuff. We purchased the big field right here. This is field 29. It is 37 acres. It was $900,000, but we purchased it. And we purchased it because we would like to farm soybeans on this field. It currently has clover on it, which need 1 more month to grow. And we'll cut the clover. Might turn it into hay. I'm not even sure how much clover goes for. It's not a lot. Clover hay is $108 per thousand, and clover is 91. We may not even turn it to hay. I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to be a pain. That's going to be a lot of work to do 36.96 acres of clover with my current setup. We're going to get it done. We're going to make a little cash off of it. But we sold off our... Did we sell that? We did. We sold off our flatbed trailer for the semi. We just never used it. It's fine. We've got our straw over there that we need to sell in January. But we sold our house, but we had nowhere to sleep. So I went down to Walmart and I bought a tent. So this is where we currently live. We may upgrade to a house eventually. But need to buy some cows for the day. So we need to get limousine this month. And we will head on into here, and we need 12 of those guys. So we only have 1 more round of cows to sell off right now, that are at the 12-month age, which are these guys right here. And that's another quick $55,000. And we'll go ahead and pay some more of our loan off. So that $52,000 is going to be plenty to keep us afloat for a while. We have a large stockpile of seeds and fertilizer. We're probably going to have to buy some more lime eventually for the fields that need it. But let's head on over here and check out the first bits of whiskey that's come through. I think we've got at least a pallet by now. But I took our second gooseneck trailer and I'm just leaving it over here. Oh yeah, look at all that. We'll pull through all the way around. We'll hook up and collect that. I'm just going to store them on that trailer. I don't think we can overproduce enough to fill up that trailer too much. So it was very tight getting the semi through here with our big grain trailer, but we got everything we need in the distillery right now. barley, corn, dry corn. It doesn't look like a ton, but we've only used like 10,000, 20,000 corn, 10,000 dry corn, and like 2,000 barley. We already have 5 pallets. And those pallets, let's see, at their best month, those sell for, where's it at? There it is. 4,100. Also, about as high as soybeans in June. Soybeans sell great in June as well. So we're going to have great June months whenever it comes time for that. But we'll just, we'll leave them. We'll come back once it's full. But yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing so far. It's now December, so there's not much else to really do until it comes time for planting. I'm going to feed the cows again. That grass will be ready to cut next month along with the clover. So January is going to be a big grass and clover cutting month to stock us up on all that. There's a lot of corn right here that was supposed to be harvested. Let's check this out. Where are we sitting with this? It's ready to harvest. How much is this field? Could we buy it, harvest it, and sell it? Nah, we're not gonna do that. That's cheaty. I used to do that on my first few playthroughs. I found out that you can buy a field when it's ready to harvest all the grain, and then sell it for the same price you bought it for. So yeah, I like how when not everything's rendered in, you can see all the patches of corn stalks that I left just sitting over there. Wasn't able to pick them all up fully, but so I sold several of our tools that we weren't really using. Front loader, I think I mentioned all this in the previous video, but front loader attachment, the weight for it, the tree begon, don't really have a need for that anymore. It's worth like 30 grand, so we got rid of that. So really we're kind of bare bones on tools right now. We've got our 3 tractors, our amazing combine, got everything washed up. Grain header over here for whenever we need it. Still have this trailer feeding the chickens. Need to pick up those eggs eventually. That's kind of all the major updates I have for you right now. I'm going to do some work for the day, make sure everything's fed and everything's growing well. I need to go buy some propane for this grain dryer, so we may go do some contracts. There's some good cultivating ones that I like doing, just nice and easy for us. But next month, I will be harvesting the grass and clover and getting that all taken care of. But yeah, I'm going to do some work for the day, and then I'll catch you guys in January when we get cutting, and we'll see how much this clover can actually pay us. So what I didn't really account for is the loan interest. And our production costs aren't bad. Our production costs are only $700 a month, but we're paying nearly $2 grand in loan interest this month. If we take a look at the finances, $71 in December, $230 production cost, $814 in water. I don't know what I'm paying water for. $1,866 in loan interest. I wonder why I'm paying water. Is that for the cows? I'm not sure. But we basically need to figure out a way to make at least $2 grand a month, and I think I can figure that out. Turns out this new little John Deere tractor can pull the mower, and this mower does pull from behind as well. So I'm going to use this to cut the clover field. I don't want to do the hay setup. I mean, it's like $15 per 1,000, and I know that can add up after a while, but I mean, it's not too bad. Oh, it's not even ready yet. 3 of 4. Okay, never mind. Let's check the grass. Let's go see how we're doing over there. How about this grass? Is it ready? Still growing. 2 of 4. Okay, so we can't do any grass cutting today, actually. So we'll do that in February. While it is January, that is the best price for our corn stalks and our straw. I don't know why it loaded them like this, but it did. So we're going to go sell these off real quick at the farmer's market. This is quite the heavy load for the pickup truck. Kind of squatted a little bit, but we're going to see if we can not tip over on the way there. If we do, we'll just fix ourselves. But it's, I don't know why it loaded them like that, but oh well. As long as we get paid, that's fine with me. All right, got the first load coming up to the farmer's market now. See if we can make this turn without falling over. That'd be ideal. We'll go ahead and unstrap. And we got $50,000 for those bales. Not bad, not bad. I think as long as the cows are fed, doing bale work, that's really going to eat away the debt a lot. Because if we can get 60 grand every 2 to 3 months off that, maybe even look at converting more of our little small barley fields into grass fields, that might be the play. Or taking 6 months and seeing how much corn and barley we use for whiskey and see if we even need to plant anymore. Might be the best option, but not too bad. I think I'm going to fill up the semi tanker trailer with propane off of this money and then use whatever I have left over to pay off some of the debt. But we need to get propane into the grain dryer so that we can dry. I mean, we got 80,000 liters of soybeans in there at $4 grand a pop. I mean, that's $320,000 worth of soybeans that we have just sitting in there right now from those harvests left over. So we need to get those dried so we can sell them in June. I guess it's not really that time pressing, so I don't think it takes that long to dry them, but need to not forget about it pretty much. But we're gonna go sell off the straw and I'll have the all right, and after selling the straw, I made another $16,000. Past few videos, I've kind of realized that I don't show a lot of the work I'm doing. It's just kind of quick cuts to like updates and stuff, which some of you may like if you're just kind of watching through it a little bit, but I want to start showing more of what I'm doing, like the field work and, you know, driving stuff around, you know, more of me just playing the game instead of just kind of telling you what I'm doing. So don't forget to follow me on Twitch in the description below. I have the link there. I will be doing some live streams coming up over the next few weekends. Back to work now, so don't get to stream as much. We just ran through our barley a little bit. Luckily, it's still a little too small to take any damage. And we hit that imaginary sign that still lives right there. So, oh well. But yeah, on Twitch, probably will be streaming some Farming Simulator this weekend. Haven't really played it over the Christmas break that I had from work, so I'm excited to get back into it. Lots of Arc Raiders on there. I mentioned that in the previous video, but yeah, it's a good time. Play with a lot of my friends, get to do a lot of stuff with them that don't get to normally do during the week, and I like to stream all of it as much as I can, just to provide a little content. So we're going to park this trailer back, and then we're going to head over to the I don't even know what it's called. I'm going to call it the propane store and get some propane for our grain dryer because we need to make some money off those soybeans that are in there. So I'm not exactly sure how much this is going to cost. I know this is a 100,000 liter tank and it looks like propane. Where's that? There it is. Sits at $720 per 1,000 liters. I don't know if that goes down in February. Like if I wait a month and buy it, then I'm not sure. We'll probably buy some more in February to check. But 720 times 100 is only what? 7,200? No, 72,000. Hold on. Let me get my calculator out. Yeah, 72,000. I don't know why I thought it was 7,200. That was very dumb of me. So we need to, let's take a look real quick. If we want to dry 80,000 liters of soybeans, it takes 3 propane per 50. Okay, so I just did some ChatGPT math, and it's going to take me about 4,800 liters of propane to dry all of the soybeans we currently have in there. And at $720 per 1,000 liters, we're looking at, I don't know, $3 grand for that. And I should yield about 71,000 liters of dried soybeans. The math was just too much for my head, so I put it into the glorious ChatGPT, and she told me the answer. Yeah, we're gonna go purchase that, and we'll get it over to the dryer. I believe the gas is somewhere around here. Here's the Applebee's. I think it's close to the Applebee's. I think it's right on the other side. Yeah, right here beside Tractor Supply. Should be right behind it. Yep, that's where we get it. I do wish that there was a way whenever I'm purchasing something in bulk like this that I could just like type in the exact number of what I want and it just puts it into my trailer, but I don't think there is. And I don't think I'm going to make this turn. We'll see. Try my backing up skills and they're absolutely terrible. We're going to drag it on in here because I don't want to waste any more time. Here we go. Gonna do it. Propane, start. We need about 3,000 or 5,000. We'll just try to get 5,000. Actually, let's go 10. All right, 7 grand, 10,000 liters. We'll just put that in the grain dryer. We'll buy more whenever the time comes for drying a big harvest of soybeans. We'll do some more math. Actually, we'll have ChatGPT do some more math for us when that comes. Hit the tree. That's okay. Last time I did a playthrough on this map and I did whiskey, Applebee's bought a lot of it. They had a great selling price, so maybe we'll get to sell some more whiskey to Applebee's again. Big fan of Applebee's and their 2 for $25 deal. But I'll see you back over at the farm. I probably could have saved that tree begun because this big one right here is kind of getting in the way. It is pretty though, but who knows? We might cut it down. So pulling in on our very narrow road that I should probably clean up the detailing on. It looks pretty horrible. We'll need to go, I think we dump this right over here. Yeah, right here. So we'll dump in the propane. Got 10,000 in there. Gotta save the content. And, oh, it only holds 50,000. Glad we didn't fill up. And we will activate those soybeans. They do 4,800 cycles per month. I still haven't figured out how that translates to everything, but we'll come back at 10 a.m. in February and see how far along we are. All right, it's the next day in real life. I took a break, took some time. We got back started. It's now April. We are super busy. We actually have some money. We're up to $314,000. We harvested the entire field of clover over here, and it actually made us a lot of money. I was very shocked about that. It shows right here, it peaks at 91, but actually at the farmer's market and animal dealer, it was like $170 to $178 per thousand, and we ended up getting like 1.5 million liters off that or something crazy. But just to show it to you, we got $271,000 of harvest income off of that. So we're going to go ahead and start paying this loan back. We're going to pay it down to about 100 grand left in our bank account. We'll go to 75. So we got $270,000 left. The soybeans that we dried from those contracts, we will be able to pay that off in July once we're able to sell those. But $313,000 max value for those. We currently have the AI worker tedding this field. We've got another AI worker planting this field. We should be good on fertilizer. I think we started with like 35% full, and I mean, they're nearly done. They're probably about 40% done or 40% left. But yeah, I did grab a different forage wagon. The clover was just going to take so long. So there's actually, I don't use this pack for stuff unless I'm just really trying to not spend a lot of time on a small task like harvesting that clover just so we can plant the field. The Colossus pack, I don't know if you've ever touched it. It's insane. So this one had a 50-meter working width, and I could set the capacity to 5 million liters. So I just drove across that field several times with the 50-meter working width and got that done. I'm going to use it again on the hay over here because we need to feed the cows. The cows are getting a little low. They've only got 50,000 left. We need to buy some Limousin this month, so we're going to go ahead and do that. But yeah, we'll be able to get everything done in April. We've got that one field. We're planting corn on our big field, and then we're going to do soybean or on our, I guess it's now the medium field, but then we're going to do soybeans on our big field now. So this is 36.96 acres. Let's check the soil composition. It's half fertilized, so whenever we go over it with the planter, that'll fully fertilize it. It doesn't need lime. It will need rolling when it's done. I may roll that field. I don't know. Probably not. It's just so expensive to roll. There's the plane flying overhead. But yeah, we're moving on in April. Corn is coming in. We will need to go over it with the weeder, and then we'll go over it with the sprayer next month once it grows a little bit. Earlier in the video, you might have noticed that this hay field and the clover field were stuck on their growth stages, and I was so confused on why I couldn't cut it yet. But then I looked at the calendar, and when it's not in the green, it's not going to grow. So we were in December, so we had to go through December, January, and February just to even get it to start growing again in March, and that's for clover and grass. So that's why we had to wait a little bit on feeding the cows, and that's why they're a little starved. They're at 47,000 liters of food. But yeah, we should get enough to feed them for a while. Since we're buying smaller quantities, I mean, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 96. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 72. We're like 168 cows in here right now. They're not going to be eating as much. At one point, we had nearly 400. Chickens, great on food. I filled them up to full a few months ago, spent the 50 grand or whatever it costs to do that. But we're in a great spot. We got the corn planted. We are about to start on the soybeans over there. I keep toying with the idea of buying a bigger planter, but it's just not worth it. Maybe if one goes on sale, we'll look into it. I mean, that one's a decent size already, wherever it is. That one's the 7.6 meter. It was 77 grand. So I won't be able to sell it for, like 50 or so. So I need probably, I mean, a 12 meter would be nice. The horse, we could probably get away with that for cheap if it eventually goes on sale. I don't know. We'll keep checking the market daily and see what we can come up with for that. But we got some whiskey now. So we got half a trailer full already, and it is weighing down the truck. I just kind of left the truck over here, and I'm checking it each month to put some whiskey on it. I may have to look at getting a pallet storage area. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. I might can put it over here. I might take out this fence or something. I don't know. We'll have to look into it because I want to hold on to the whiskey to sell it until it's time. But who knows? We'll see. We'll figure that out later once it actually becomes a problem. But we're going to keep working. We're going to keep planting this field and tedding up this hay and getting that to the cows to be fed. Once that finishes with the hay, I'm going to put the weeder on the small tractor and get it going out here so we can get the weeds gone. And then we'll keep it moving. So I'll be back to you here in a sec with an update. All right, we've got the corn planted and we got the hay harvested. The cows are now fed up to 233,000 liters of hay in there. We did go ahead and re-fertilize the grass so we can keep that growing at a good rate. And we got the small John Deere tractor out there working on the weeding of that field. And now it's time for us to work on the soybean field. So we're just going to take out these two little signs right here because we, oh, actually, we're not taking them out. That's great. Oh, I think that's because, so I took this world, this save, and I made it into a multiplayer game. So the reason I did that is so I can have multiple farms. And this is basically where I'm going to keep my money so that I can't spend it. So as we go through and make more money, I'm just going to keep sending it to the savings account. Just trying that out. Never done that before, so just in case. But need to refill on some seed and some fertilizer. I feel like this field's going to take a lot. Now, we were full on corn when we planted it the last time, and then we also planted it this time too. So may not use a ton of seed. Let's go ahead and switch that soybean just so we don't accidentally plant the wrong thing, but we're going to fill up the solid fertilizer. This might use all of it. We may have to purchase some more. This field was 17 acres and used probably about this much. So let's just go ahead and purchase some more. 1,000. Yeah, it's the same amount each time. Let's just go ahead and buy 8, and then we will put the reserves away for when we don't, for what we don't use. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill that up and get started on the big field, so we can now start on soybeans. Let's see if we can navigate over here to where we had the store deliver these. I wonder if this will even fit. Oh, it did, like a glove. Okay, great. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna get working on that, and I'll be back with you once we get it finished. All right, so we took over from the AI worker working on the big field doing the soybeans. They got close to done with the up and downs, had to refill them twice on seeds. So we're using lots of seeds, that's fine. But I'm gonna do these headlands real quick and then finish it up. I forgot that our field over here is waiting on a crop. So we're gonna do this field and the small field over there and get 2 fields of soybeans rolling, but we're working through this one right now. I think I am going to lease a roller, and I think I'm actually going to do that right now. So let's just go see how much it's going to cost and if we have the horsepower to do it. Right here. So this will cost us $5,800. Not too bad. If we can roll 3 fields with it, it needs 275 horsepower. What is our 6R at? It's at 281. So just enough. So we're actually going to do that and get them rolling, literally. So let's head over to the 6R, start it up. We're going to get them working on the big cornfield first, and then it takes a while, so maybe they'll be done with it when it's time to do the big soybean field. Or if we're not done with the big soybean field, we can do the small one, get that knocked out. It's kind of in a horrible spot, actually, so I think we are going to cheat a little bit and move it to where we can hook up to it a little bit easier. While the AI was planting the cornfield, I did take the semi and the tanker and sell off some slurry. So that got us to about $25,000-ish on the slurry. So we got a little extra money there. But April's a busy month with planting and field prep and everything. I had a thought, and I think once the other small field right over there is harvested, and once we're kind of done with it, we might connect the cornfield and that field. We'll probably do that. Let's just change it to like the up and down of the 0 degrees. Turning might be difficult. Okay, we'll do automatic. So we'll get them started on that. But yeah, I'm thinking about taking this field, and once the barley is harvested, getting a plow or a cultivator and digging up our road right here and connecting these two just to add an extra 5 acres to the, what's our field acreage over here? 16. So I can just over 20 acres of one crop. So, and he's already stuck. Okay, let's pull him forward a little bit, see if that helps. Is he going? Heck yeah, there he goes. Yeah, so we're rolled. Still need to fertilize again. We're at 65% yield bonus right now. We're on the tail end of the lime cycle. I believe our next crop rotation, we will need to lime it. So we're losing a little bit there. But that fertilization will help get us up to hopefully the 80s or even 90% yield bonus. We'll see. But I am going to finish up planting this field. Let's turn the planter back on, and I'll be back with you once it's all done, once we get the other field going, and we'll go from there. All right, we sped time back up to the normal 5 speed. That's what we like playing on. We finished the big field, then we refilled the seeder, or the planter, sorry. Now we're working on the small one, but we just finished up rolling the other one. So we're going to get this guy started on over here. Didn't have any issues turning around over there. We're going to set this one for the automatic whatever it is, direction, and just let them do that normally. Let's see. I think we were at 63%. Now, no, we were something lower. 65% now that it's rolled. It does look very nice. I do like it. But do we have someone in here? Yep, there they go. Okay. And they are unfolding it now. Great. So we're going to hop back in the planter. Finishing up this field right now. Did the headlands. Whenever I seed or plant, I like doing the headlands first. I don't know why. I just always have done it that way, so I like it that way. But we're doing this field with some soybeans over here. Then we'll roll it, and then we'll get into some fertilization and get these crops rolling and try to make a little bit of money so we can accomplish our goal. All right, field work is done. It was a very busy April, but we have officially finished all of our fields. Before I actually say that, let's just double check the soil composition. A couple weed spots there, I don't care. Fully fertilized everywhere, no lime needed. That one needs rolling, but it's already planted. Oh well, so we're good to go. Now it's just a waiting game of harvest and what we can do in the meantime. I do want to start the challenge of no more contracts after year 4. So between now and January of year 5, we need to stop or do as many contracts as we want this year, because once we get year 5, I want to stop doing those. So supplemental income just to help us pay off the debt. Let's just take a look at them. We got a decent cultivating one. Don't like doing the fertilizing because it costs so much. Mowing we can do, not doing the plowing. Weeding we can definitely do, but we'll look into those. Probably do a lot of harvest ones. Once we get to harvest season, we might slow things down a little bit and or slow time down a bit so we can do a lot. But we got our grass growing over here. Our corn started its first growth stage, so we fully fertilized it. 87% yield bonus, not a ton, but really with the distillery, I mean, we've already got nearly $200,000 in whiskey, and we have we've eaten away a good bit of our crop, actually. That's fine. We will just keep the corn going. We'll probably dry a third of what we harvest out of this and then replace it with more corn. But barley, not too concerned about that, since it only takes, for every 1 corn we have, or for every 12 corn, we need 3 barley. So, not too bad. For every 4, we need 1. So we've got plenty of barley to get us through. But yeah, I'm thinking next year we'll plant this again with corn and then rotate some soybeans back onto this field. Or we might flip it. We might want to go full into the whiskey once we have plenty of soybeans and run the big field as corn and that one as soybeans. We'll see. A little crop rotation, but all the soybeans are planted. 87% yield bonus over here. I think it's because this was in kind of the last year of the lime stage, so it didn't get to do any lime. It didn't require us to. And then over here we're at 92% yield bonus on these soybeans. So should be a good year for the crops. Dried soybeans just make so much money, as we can tell already. 73,000 liters, $313,000. We've got 6.15 field acreage and 36.96. So let me just open up the old Chat GPT and see if it can tell us what our rough yield will be. So that is get my calculator out. That's 36.96 at 87% yield bonus. 96 acres at 87% yield bonus soybeans. So after some quick Chat GPT math, Chat GPT says we're going to yield about 150,000 soybeans, which is going to do pretty good, selling at its highest price point of $42.92 in the month of July. Not this July, obviously next July. But that's going to get us roughly 650 grand. So if we can get, oh, it's nowhere near enough, actually. 650 grand. We need like 2 of these. So we're going to be looking at some other revenue streams. I was about to say that'd be enough to get us through year 10 if we just keep doing that. But that's not the case. But that's okay. We're going to figure out some more stuff to do. But I think that's where we're going to end it here. We've done a lot of work in the past few months in game, but thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Montana series. Hope you enjoyed it. If it's your first video, go check out the other ones. Go check out the previous series over in Michigan, what we did over there. But yeah, super excited for what's to come on this one. Got some good plans on some things we're going to do. But thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next one.